Hi everybody and welcome to this week's video. Today we're going to be talking about protecting your skin against the winter weather. If you live way up north like I do in northern Canada, the temperatures here can get to be -30 and below, and then with the wind chill factor, it's nasty. Why do I live up here, you ask? Well, I love the winter weather. I do love it. I love being out. I skidoo, I ski, I'm out with my horses, I'm out with my dogs. It is a beautiful time of year for me. It is harsh on my skin. So for many, many years, I've been doing this specific routine to make sure that my skin is protected completely from the outside world and the elements of winter, which hits us really hard up here. We have long winters here. So so this has been a routine that I've been doing for a long time. Just so you know, I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not a skincare professional. I wanted to share that with you guys today because, you know, November, it's a brand new month now. Winter has already started, even though they say winter doesn't start till December 21st. Winter's been here for a while already. It's snowing, it has been snowing already, so yeah, we've got snow outside. So wintertime temperatures have begun. My skin routine has now changed, and I just wanted to share with you and let you know what I do to keep my skin as protected as possible. I do have mature skin, so I find this routine is important even now more than ever to be sure that my skin is completely covered every day from the elements outside. So without further ado, let's get into this video. The first thing I do, as always, is make sure that my skin is completely cleansed. If your skin isn't completely clean, your foundation, everything that you put on your face is not going to go on that great. So always make sure that it's completely clean. Then your application is perfect. I always put a little bit of the chapstick on my lips before I put anything on my face. My lips are very, very dry in the winter time. There we go. My lips get super, super dry in the wintertime. The temperatures up here can be downwards of -30 and below that. With the wind chill factor, much, much worse. So my face just dries right out, like freezer burn type of dry out with my face. So this is what I've got to do every day for my skincare routine, like every day. Use a really good moisturizer. I know, you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, I can't really afford a good moisturizer. Unfortunately, you need a good moisturizer for the winter time, specifically when it's this cold. Like when it gets this cold, it is probably like -11 out right now. It is cold. And I notice that if I do not wear a really good moisturizer, you know, that elements of the cold just beat onto my face and it's terrible. So if you've been watching my video long enough, you know that I love the Clarins Double Serum. This one here. Now this one here is something I will wear daily all winter. So we're going to put that on. Down my neck. And then I just lightly tap it in, because you're actually supposed to tap it in, but I like to make sure it's all over my skin first. Winters up here are very cold, very drying to the skin. And if you have dry, mature skin like I do, now, if for some reason, you know, you're thinking, okay, like I can't really afford this type of moisturizer. This one here is a little more expensive. So a lot of times I will take that moisturizer and I will mix it with the cheaper one. mix them together, and then you can kind of make it go a little bit longer. And it doesn't, I've never found mixing this with one of my cheaper moisturizers to really hinder what this is actually doing for me. It makes it last a little bit longer, and winters up here are long. Yeah, that's something to think about if you want to save a little bit of cash. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is put on my foundation. Now, foundation for me in the wintertime is a daily routine. It doesn't matter if I'm leaving the house to go out or not leaving the house. It doesn't matter. I put this on in the wintertime daily. I find that foundation is one of the best ways to protect your face from the elements of winter. I have animals like horses outside, so I do have to be outside on a regular basis every day, sometimes twice a day. And it doesn't matter how cold it is out there, I still got to be out there. Definitely foundation is something I do not miss on any day. It just keeps my skin protected from the elements. A lot of people don't, I've talked to a lot of people who say, they don't wear foundation, don't wear anything, they don't want to wear anything, but then they complain that their skin is not in great shape, or, their skin doesn't feel good. I don't find that makeup is a bad thing, specifically in the wintertime when makeup provides, for me anyway, it provides the perfect barrier for my skin against those horrible elements of winter. So foundation, a daily routine for me. So I'm going to take this one here. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. This one's in 320N. It actually matches my skin tone right now beautifully. So I only have to use the one foundation. So I'm going to use that foundation, and I'm going to pour just one pump on my skin there. That's all. If I can get it to, there we go. Yeah, that's all. Then I'm going to mix in a cheaper moisturizer. And of course, as you know, this is the one here that I love. I have several of these sitting, waiting for my emergency needs. And I usually do about 3 pumps of that. So there's those 3 mixed together. Okay, so I'm going to take it off my hand because I kind of put it there so I could show you. But I take it and I mix it up. This is kind of like your own version of a BB cream. And then I just start getting it all over my skin, everywhere I need it. And I just keep blending until you don't see any of the foundation streaks, because it will leave a little bit of foundation streaks on your face. That's okay. Just keep blending it in there with your fingers. I don't do this with a beauty blender. It just works better with the fingers. Now what I like about this is that you've put on an extra layer of moisturizer, but you've included your own foundation. You don't have to spend any extra money on BB cream or anything like that. This just gives an extra layer of protection plus a little bit of color. And of course it's your foundation, so yeah, don't have to worry about it not color matching your face. And then I just tap that in as well. All right, now I'm going to take that same foundation, I'm going to do another pump of it, right there, and I'm going to start applying it like I normally do, like I normally apply my foundation. So that's with my beauty blender. It looks dirty, it's actually not, it has been cleaned. I always moisten this up with water, squeeze out as much water as you can, it just makes it just that much softer. And then just start putting it where you absolutely need it. So that's of course my cheeks. And under my eyes. What this also does is actually make your foundation application as natural as it possibly can be. And of course, my chin. You probably hear my dog barking. She's outside. I don't even know what she's barking at today. Usually she doesn't like to be outside, but today, I don't know, she seems to like it. She seems to be happy out there today. It's cold. For me anyway, it seems cold. All right. I do have a little bit left there, so I'm going to take what's left on my finger and just pat it under my eyes, because this is the area that suffers the most when it comes to the winters up here. It gets very dry under my eyes, so I always put a little extra coating right there. There. And I like to take my beauty blender and just kind of blend it into my neck a little bit. Of course, bring it down just a little bit more. And then the final step that I do is I use my favorite setting spray. This one is from Gerard Cosmetics. It's the Slay All Day Setting Spray. And I use this one instead of powder, just because powder, you know, once I put it on my skin, I look like I'm 100 years old. I use this to set everything, and it gives that extra barrier, that extra added barrier against the winter weather, which I love. Yeah, so I'm gonna just, okay, there we go. What that does is just sets everything into place instead of using the powder. So at this point, I can pretty much put on the rest of my makeup, which I'm going to do off camera. If you prefer less coverage, what I would do is just put on the foundation and the moisturizer together, layer it on your skin, and then do the setting spray if you prefer less coverage. But for me, I always have to go that extra step just because it is very cold up here. The winters are long, they're cold, it's very windy, and wind against your skin is even worse than just being out in the cold. For me, I always do the 2 layers of foundation, the setting spray. Make sure you're completely moisturized and take care of your lips. It's very, very important. I've always been one to wear my foundation daily, specifically through the winter time. It's very, very important to make sure that your skin has that really good complete barrier against the elements of a harsh winter like we get up here. So yeah. All right, I am going to go off camera. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup for you, and I will be right back. So my face is all done. The only thing I didn't do was my lips today because I wanted to share a product with you that I haven't actually shared on my channel anywhere. And I don't know why, because I've been using this type of lip stain for a long time. I've had these for a long time. I actually got to pretty much get new ones here right away, probably at Christmas or in the new year. I'll have to go repurchase them because they are getting empty. But that is the Sephora collection. I bought a set of 4, and this was a purchase I did, it might have even been like in January of last year. I'm not really sure. But I find that these ones here, now this is, they call it the cream lip stain. So it's supposed to stain your lips. What I like about it is that it goes on beautifully. It's creamy. It does have a little bit of transfer, kind of like a lipstick, if you will. But I do like it specifically for being out in the winter elements. These protect my lips so nicely, and I believe they come in the set of 4. I think it was a set of 4. I will find that information and put it below for you so you can go check it out yourself. And you know, the colors are something that pretty much everybody could wear. Right? I mean, like, this is something I would probably wear to a Christmas party coming up, if I go out for dinner and dancing, whatever it might be. But pretty much, you know, anybody can wear any of these colors. They're beautiful. And so we're going to use this one today. Now, they don't have names on them. I'm just going to show you from the 4. It's this one that I actually wear most of the time, like on a daily basis. This is the color I wear most of the time. And this is the one that pretty much goes with whatever I'm doing. Normally, during the winter time, I'm wearing greens. I am wearing purples a lot, the mauvey colors. I do that a lot. But I find that this particular one here, this color here, can pretty much go with anything that I'm wearing, because it almost looks like it's actually just just a little bit darker than my own natural lip color. Like right now you can't see my lip color because I've got some foundation still on there. This is one that works really well for protecting my lips and keeping them from cracking, because in the wintertime I have a serious issue with my lips getting cracked, like cracking in the wintertime. It is very bad. Of course, drink a lot of water if you don't want that to happen. But even the amount of water that I do drink sometimes, especially in the wintertime, I still find that they crack a lot. So I'm going to put this on here and just show you like how nice it actually looks. So we're going to do that. I'm just going to bring my mirror here closer. Okay. Like, look at how nicely that went on. Like, it seriously went on so easy. The one thing about this that I really do like is that it does not seep or leak into my fine lines. I do have fine lines around my lips now, which sometimes I'll get a liquid lip that looks beautiful. But if it's going into your fine lines, you know, that's just an awful look. Like it really is. It's pretty much dried down as much as it's gonna dry down. How I find that it transfers specifically when I drink coffee. Okay, so when I drink coffee, it does come off on my cup a little bit, but you know, if I kiss my lips, it doesn't come off on my fingers at all. So if you want to kiss your significant other, that's the one, baby. So that is my foundation how-to today, how I protect my own skin from the very cold, windy winter weather that we get up here in northern Canada. It is very bad. Sometimes for me, I always wear at least my foundation, at least do my foundation routine every day. Even if you're not going to glam right out, it is a really good idea to make sure that you've got that barrier between your skin and the outside winter weather. That being said, it's also very important to make sure you take it all off at the end of the day. You don't want to be clogging your skin and your pores, keeping that makeup on, because it is quite the barrier between the outside world and your skin. So definitely make sure that you clean really good, cleanse really good. Make sure that you re-moisturize after you've cleansed your skin. A good moisturizing mask to sleep with at night is really nice. I don't exfoliate as much in the winter time as I do in the summertime, just because I find that if I exfoliate too much in the winter, I find that my skin gets very sensitive and then it starts to even hurt. So I probably exfoliate only once per week, sometimes once every 2 weeks when it comes to the winter time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to get out of here now. I have a lunch date to go to, which I'm quite excited about. So you guys have a really good afternoon. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Hopefully you'll be here for my next video. Bye.